so fire away.
How's Dwayne Washington doing?
Dwayne was out there today running around a little bit with us. A little bit sore. We're hopeful. I think we got a few guys that are, we're hopeful on. Will probably be game type decisions depending on how they, come back tomorrow and the next day.
Would LeVon be one of those also?
I think he's better than a game time decision. I think he looked pretty good today. So, I think Silo will be kind of similar. Take him one day at a time. Want to make sure that he's all good. Yeah.
Did he have a concussion?
He had, I guess he had some sort of concussion-like symptoms, they say. So, this day and age, everybody's hypersensitive and very cautious, rightly so.
Is there a protocol if he does have a concussion that they have to go through?
Yeah, there's always a protocol, and they give him tests, they give him physical tests, mental tests. I don't have the exact protocol, but it's pretty strict. It's pretty right on. I think most people in the country are doing it. And I think our people are even, they're on a couple panels, national committees that are anybody in. I think our athletic program gets a concussion is, more so.
What are the time frames like this? We hold out practice, for example, certain
Yep. Yeah.
As far as Saturday goes, the plan is that he obviously starts Saturday.
Plan is that, but like I said, we'll take it one game, one day at a time with it.
What do you think of the way Troy played?
I thought Troy did a nice job. He really did. I thought he was, for really playing his first time and going, I thought it was pretty solid.
What did he do to kind of earn those second string reps in practice?
Well, I think he's worked hard, and I think he just kind of comes from production. He does get reps in practice, and all those guys do, and they're competing every day. And Troy throws a pretty nice ball, and it just comes down to reps and being a good decision maker. It's a pretty accurate thrower, and then getting put at the end there, he responded well.
You changed the practice habits now that you potentially Miles not starting you guys to progress?
Well, like I said, we'll kind of take it one day at a time. And, Siler's had a lot of reps now with us, game, whatever we are here. And so I sometimes think it's good when we hold out our starters. When you can, we got to pay attention to, all of our starters in terms of like wearing them out a little bit and keeping them fresh. And so, it's that fine balance between giving them the right amount and not too much. And so it's good for, a backup to go today, see what you got.
What did you think of Siler's game before he got hurt?
Thought he was okay. I thought he played better. I think that against a team like Oregon, when you turn it over twice, that can be backbreaking. And you hate to say that. But I think when you're playing a really, really good team, you have to play really, really good. You have to play really clean. And so I think those two turnovers, really hurt. He did do some good stuff, but he probably did, at that position, play as clean as we probably needed him to. I thought he competed hard, competed well. But that's the position that can dictate a lot on offense.
Why don't you think you guys are ready to run the ball better?
That's a great question. I think first and foremost, I think Oregon's pretty stout. They're pretty good. They certainly were better than us on Saturday. Their defensive front than our guys. But I think it's it's a combination. We got to block them better, and I think we got to run better at running back. Not even one guy, but we gotta. I kind of look at what Oregon was doing, and I thought their O-line did a really good job. And that back is big and fast and runs hard. I think that's what you'd like it to look like. And if we can't run the ball, and the team that we're playing can run the ball really well, it's going to be trouble. care how many yards they throw for. It's always going to start right there.
That wasn't the first game really good. Struggled with
Yeah.
running and going. I mean, the recurring issues, similar issues, or things you thought you would address.
Yeah, the reoccurring. I mean, just guys got to play better. I mean, that's the bottom line. We got to block better, give our backs a chance to get something done, and then when we do, we like our backs to be able to get out and get loose a little bit. I think it hurt having Dwayne out of the mix because he does get to the second level. He's got some pretty explosive speed. I think that hurt us a little bit. And I think when you play a team like Oregon, you get exposed in some ways, and you really do. You really can see where your issues are. I think you can see how you match up talent-wise. That's what you want your team to look like talent-wise. And how do we match up? Some places we matched up pretty well. Some places we didn't. I think you can get exposed on your attention to detail because even if the talent's not right, are you doing your technique and assignments just right? And even if you're getting whipped physically, hey, you kind of shake your hand and move on. And then, the third thing I think when it goes like that is your competitiveness. Are you going to back down at all? And that's much easier for me to sit here and talk about it because you're there to win the game, and there gets to be a point sometimes where the frustration is like, can we get anything done here? And most human beings have a tendency to back off, not keep playing like the game's on the line. So that's a hard thing to train. And so I think we had a lot of guys that really did play very hard until the end. But I don't think everybody did, and I'd be surprised if everybody did. I think that's the first time we've been in a situation like that, and I think that's a very hard thing to do. It's something we got to train and talk about, and which we do. We kind of lived a little bit.
And what did you see out of Deontay Cooper off the first game?
Yeah, I mean, Coop is such a, you're always just rooting for him to do well. I mean, you root for all your guys, but he's just a great guy to be around. He's like a coach guy like that, so you know him really well. And I thought he did really well. He made some plays. And, I think he did well. I think, as a group running the ball, getting back to your initial, question, just everybody involved with that. Even receivers blocking safeties and get downfield. I mean, everybody just needs to be better. If we're not, we're going to struggle.
Chris, you talked about kind of using that game as maybe a barometer of kind of where you guys are at. What are you missing to kind of get to that? What does this team need, the program need to get to that?
I think all three of those things that I just spoke about. I mean, I think I just told you exactly what it is. Okay, where do we match up talent-wise? You saw the best player in college football. I don't know who's the best player. I mean, I think he's going to be the first pick in the year, and that guy is something else. And I don't know if the coaches realize that when you put the tape on, see what he's doing, whether he's running the ball, pitching the ball, opposite hand, when we tackle him, how he goes through his read progressions, how he can throw those left on the move, in the sink, all those things. But so we start with that guy, and you got the best in the business. Good things can happen. But they got, I think that defensive line, those defensive lines are really, really special. Corners really, so talent, details. They've been doing that system for a long time, and they play fast, they play hard, and know what they're doing. And then how hard are you going to compete?
And then in the beginning, I think it's whip physically. How much did that kind of surprise you that happened?
There's some of that, but I knew they were good. I mean, let's not make no mistake about it. Because they lost a game, I've been on some good teams who lost a game. Maybe you should not, maybe you should, whatever. Any given Saturday, we all know good things can happen. That's only a team. I really think so. And so, we knew some of the matchups would be tough. I think probably the thing that I'm always looking for is our attention to detail. Can we just, regardless of talent level, can we just execute with precision? In terms of tackling, gap responsibility, gap integrity, and not losing our eyes. All these things that we talk about forever and work on every day, but when you start getting on your heels, and somebody mentioned, I think after the games, some of you guys trying too hard, someone said they might have been trying too hard, and we talk so much about just do your job, just do your job. Don't do someone else's job until you see the ball. Well, when they're moving the ball, and all of a sudden you think he's got it, he starts to slide, and then a really fast quarterback pulls it out, a really fast back bounces it. You see what can happen, and you stay on your heels.
You just want to deliver experience. You guys always think when facing Berkeley or Taylor County quarterback.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I think either one are going to be quite a challenge. I mean, Booker Beach has done a great job. I mean, really, really good. I mean, he can. But I know Taylor Kelly too. I mean, I've seen that guy for a long time. He's from my neck of the woods. I know what kind of competitor, what kind of quarterback he is. I think he's one of the really good ones. And so, sounds like he may roll a little bit. And I think Arizona State is on a roll and doing good. Put the tape on, and you're like, okay, here comes another really good team. We did. We were in on the Taylor Kelly sweepstakes at one time, and you know, all those things. Recruiting happens so early. It's hard to commitments here. I'll tell you.
Yeah, what is?
Amount of experience you have in the offensive line, are you surprised with more progress?
Yeah, you'd like. I don't think it's all about just experience. You know, I mean, I think. You'd like to take the next step. I think you got the talent to take the next step. I think we've struggled. I think we played some pretty good defenses, some pretty good D lines. And, but yeah, with the guys that we have, we got one freshman in there, but the rest of the guys played a lot of snaps. You hope to take the next step.
What do you think the ideal role is for Casey Williams in your offense?
Yeah, I don't know. We try to move a little bit inside, maybe a little bit more as an inside slot receiver. Try to get the ball outside, try to make a tough play. Those things happen, but yeah, that's all. I guess that's it every week, really too.
And again, you've been asked this so many times, but health-wise, does he look like he's where you need him to be? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like I said before, I think that was a pretty significant injury, and I wasn't here before, and I've seen tape and all those things, and, but I know that I know it's a factor. I can say that.
Coach, can you talk a little bit more about the passing game? Because it doesn't seem like Casey's not getting involved in just your bigger guys in general, your tight ends, Brady Linus, Josh, Mike, but
Well,
are your receivers not getting open, either not seeing them, not comfortable? Can you talk about any of this?
yeah, a little bit of all that. Brady Linus is a true freshman, played very little. Josh Perkins didn't play the first half. So, Jay Don has done a pretty solid job of kind of getting some things going. I think Dante Pettis is coming on. But again, it's never one thing. I think all those guys got to step up a little bit. I think we got to protect a little bit better for Siler, quarterbacks. And I think it comes back to what we were talking about early on. I think it's all about details. We're talking about the details in the run game or details in the pass game. We're not a detail enough team right now, and certainly some of that credit goes to the opponent. They play good. They make it really, really hard on you. The margin for error is really, really thin. And at least we know where we stand in terms of those type of things. And I think we're going into another situation with another really good defense talking about Arizona State. But we're going to have to get better and tighten some things up, or it's going to be tough sledding. You saw what they did at Stanford. And I don't want to get all the game. Not just talking about the score. They played some good defense.
Chris, how intrigued are you to see Troy Williams in a competitive situation? He comes in,
Yeah.
and there's a little bit of a hand, obviously, Saturday.
Yeah.
How intrigued are you to kind of see what he can do?
That's a good question, because it's always, I think it's always different for the quarterbacks. You're so picky on those guys in practice, and if a guy throws an interception in practice or scrimmages, and it's like, it just can't happen. It just cannot happen. But yet, a lot of times the other positions you're a little bit more lenient with. And so, I think if a guy practices at a high level, whatever position, he's going to play pretty good. But I think, like quarterback, he's pretty stingy, giving the ball to our defense in practice. He's going to do a good job there, but it's going to be different, And so, yeah, I'm always anxious to see, sometimes that a backup quarterback get in there. I think sometimes it's scary. You're going, okay, I've seen some things, but then it's awesome to see, see what Troy did when he did get his chance to go in there. I mean, he made some things happen, threw some good balls, and then ran around when stuff wasn't there.
Would you consider giving him a second quarter series? I mean, does that make sense to maybe just kind of mix it up and see what he can offer?
Yeah, I don't think we've got to that point yet. You start getting into the rotating quarterbacks and those type of things. And I don't know if any coaches really love to do that, but you do like to get those other guys some work.
What's actually taking your team this week? Do you still forget about Oregon, or do you focus on it and say it's just not good enough for your
We always try to learn every game, and as hard as the losses are to take, I mean, it's painful. I mean, nobody understands the pain that we go through. You just don't. You're around it, and you just don't know how painful it is to come to that meeting room, what we go through as coaches, how much these players care. And so, but with that being said, if you do this thing right, a loss like that can be beneficial down the road. It really can. And in some ways, you can learn more than when you win. Sometimes you have a tendency to gloss over some things that we really need to pay attention at, but it's all good when it's good. And so, it's painful. It's painful the last couple of days around here. But I think the kids were, went out this morning, and that's probably the best thing is just like we just need to get back out there and go and start working on some stuff. I think everybody starts to feel better.
Does Arizona State's offense have any similarities with Oregon and the rest of the defensively? How different is what you have to do with these?
Our defense.
Yeah, against that offense.
Oh,
Tempo,
yeah. Everybody's got their different styles, and it is a different style, but it's a one-back spread, no huddle, emphasize different plays. So in that way, it is different. But the generic style is certainly the same.
How about Arizona State's defense? You touched on it already, but it seems like they're a young defense, work in progress, but really stepped up in the season.
They stepped up big time. And, I think they played really well. I mean, that UCLA game was a little bit of an anomaly. It's kind of what happened there. I think UCLA kind of got it rolling, and we all know when one of these, good teams gets it rolling, it's kind of strange. But other than that, they played really good. And then last week against Stanford, I mean, that was a buzzsaw that those guys ran into. Stanford did. Played really, really good. They're aggressive. They're hard to block up front. I mean, Stanford's got a pretty darn good offensive line to run the ball with the best of them. They struggle to do that.
How much does your coaching staff go and look at last year's game between these two teams?
We look at a lot of tape. Well, I mean, we study lots of tape. Sometimes it's last year tape of maybe not even us. We certainly look at most of the tape this year. And so we're always just trying to analyze the best way to attack people on all phases, and just make sure that it's the same thing that we're seeing. Maybe the styles are different, or they're moving on, doing different schemes, and just double check things.
With Dwayne, with this break, test whatever it is, and then along with tape a little bit, you're really kind of running back. Anybody else taking looks over there, like a Kendall Taylor and giving some direction?
Yeah, and so we've all, I don't think you can have enough running backs, and so that's where we've all along had Shaq kind of in the mix in case anything happened. And so, like I said, we'll just kind of take it day to day, and we kind of always got some other guys warmed up, and we'll see how Lamont and Dwayne progress the next couple of days and go from there.
Shaq getting some reps over right there this week.
Shaq always gets reps for running back every week. He might not in the game, but in practice he always does.
When Dwayne went down Saturday, was Shaq an option at all?
We didn't quite get there just yet, but he could have been. Yeah.
And Lamont looked like he was really trying to push through something,
Yeah.
right? Are you giving credit for where you kind of didn't run hard as you usually see? Was that, what would you think of how he could come out?
Yeah, I thought he was doing the best he could, and I thought he showed a lot of toughness. Yeah.
you were asked about this after the game, but there was a story about a couple of your guys laughing on the sidelines toward the end. Is that the kind of thing you feel the need to address, or?
I don't. Like I said, I know how much these kids care, and you know, different things on the sideline happen. I don't think anybody thought that was funny. I know our guys don't think it's funny. I think if we're not focused, if you think a kid doesn't care, then he's not going to be part of this whole deal. And I don't think that's the deal at all. I mean, I think sometimes we care too much and take it too serious. Is what I really feel.
Team really played a lot of guys on defense. Did you see anything like that with some of those younger guys that have played a lot?
Can you repeat that one more time?
I said you brought in a lot of subs on defense in the game. Did anybody stand out that hasn't played a whole lot?
Yeah, I think that, again, I think that Nigel Hale, you know, I always like it when he gets in there because I think he brings good energy. He really competes hard. I think Darren Gardner got in there a little bit, and I like the looks of him as well. You know, so we mentioned Braden Linnaeus. You know, he hasn't played a lot for us, but like to get, you know, we have these young, true freshmen. We just itching for, you know, opportunities to get those guys in the game and get them quality reps. And I think, you know, all those guys made some headway.
You good? 7:45 kickoffs?
Say it again.
You're a fan of 7:45 kickoffs?
I'm definitely not, and I don't think you guys are either. But it is what it is. And, yeah, you just, you know, from where I was in the past. I mean, I played on every single night of the week, and I think I think the latest time slot that's probably possibly to be played to the earliest. We had a few years back. I think we had a 9 a.m. California kickoff that we played. We had our guys up, I think, at 5 in the morning. We were ready. So we've done it all.
So 10 a.m. in Colorado won't be an issue.
No, 7:45 is more of an issue. We're morning guys, so 10 a.m. shouldn't be as much of a problem as the late.
They're going from a 7:45 to 10 o'clock the next day. How much does that just affect the rhythm of what you guys are trying to do, or is it just kind of, it is what it is now? So
I think it is what it is, and I think that the later games are just hard waiting around all day long. That's hard. I think everybody likes to get up, you know, get ready, go play.
All right. Thanks, everyone.